welcome to Red V TV, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2022 season. And we continue our St Helens player season previews with Saints number 12, Kevin.
It's Joe Batchelor.
Joe Batchelor, Kevin. Saints number 12, and he is proudly sponsored by the Gerrard Songsters at the Gerrard Arms pub in Denton's Green. Dave Howarth, the leader of the crew, already filled 4 coaches for Hull, first game of the season.
Excellent.
Cracking efforts. And obviously, any Saints fan who's ever gone on an away trip on the Gerrard knows how well you're looked after. And the hospitality, both before and after, in the Gerrard Arms pub, Kev. Joe Batchelor, when Dave did this, he probably started by being cheap, thinking he'll take one of the younger lads. But Joe has flourished into a first-team star, and Dave has had to empty the coffers a bit more to maintain the sponsorship, which I am sure he is delighted to do because he likes parting with his money, doesn't he, Kev?
I wondered where you were going with that. Yeah, listen, I'm sure Dave is absolutely made up with Joe's rise through the ranks and is only happy to carry on sponsoring him as he gets that number 12 shirt, which is a big deal, I think. I think your squad numbers in rugby league tend to be a fair indication of the thinking and your first choice lot. That's my opinion on it anyway. So Joe getting that 12 shirt and it not being given to a new signing, I think is big for Joe.
Yeah, obviously he signed for the club. He didn't make many appearances first year. Then he got his chance in the side through combination of injuries, suspensions, and he's gone on an upwards trajectory. And the only question at the moment, Kev, is where this lad's ceiling lies. Because listen, you don't get into a treble winning championship side and get given the number 12 squad number unless you've earned it, deserved it, and progressed. I always think the best Saints squads that we've had over the years have always had these unsung heroes. There you go. It's been passed on from Morgan Knowles to probably Joe Batchelor. And I think he may be one of those who now gets that and fully deserves that title. In previous years, it would have been your Mike Bennett's, it would have been your Tim Yonkers. He's going to have that sort of squad role that every team needs if they want to be successful.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. I know it says there that he back row and second row, which, quite frankly, is the same thing really in rugby league. But I think last season you started noticing him a bit more. He started running some good lines and started running his weight almost. And you just saw that the effort, the intensity had just stepped up and stepped up and stepped up. And I mean, his game smarts were there as well. You think back at the Mark Percival try when Jake Mamo has it, Joe Batchelor's first one to him, and steals it off him, passes it on to Percy, and Percy goes 70 metres in and scores a try in front of the Saints fans. And every little bit of his game has kind of come on. I remember seeing Gav Wilson, who deals with York City Knights. I think they're still called York City Knights. And he was saying that when we were picking Joe Batchelor, and I think he'd been on loan over there, how that was a travesty because he was great for York. That's probably the step up between Championship and Super League. And it takes a bit of time for players to kind of make that step up. We spoke before Alex Walmsley's testimonial to Alex about how he was like gasping for breath in them first couple of games because it is the step up in intensity, that step up in class. And Joe's done that. And Joe is a very, very, and I don't mean this disparagingly when I say Joe is a very solid player. And he's earned that number 12 shirt in the eyes of Christian Wolf.
And as when you mentioned Christian Wolf, he was speaking about him as he signed his new 2-year contract last August that will keep him in the squad until the end of 2023. And he said Joe is a very versatile player who can also play on the edge or down the middle and will play a big part for us in the future. And he's looking forward to seeing him continue to improve. Joe's 26 now, Kev. could he potentially bulk up and play prop in a few years down the line?
Yeah, that's it with Wolf saying that he can play down the middle. It could be that kind of 13 role where you have a third prop. Could be that he may well kind of interchange with Morgan Knowles in the future. He could, as you say, move into just playing prop and just coming on and doing good minutes in the middle. It wouldn't surprise me. For now, I think, yeah, back row is going to be his position, maybe with the odd stint when needed in the middle. But I think he'll stick with back row. As you say, 26, plenty of good years ahead of him as well. And I will just add, Joe Batchelor is a lovely lad. I went down to they did a couple of fitness sessions, like for blokes getting down there and getting active. And I went down to a couple of them, and Joe is an absolutely top lad, really nice fella, really personable, good laugh as well. Although, yeah, he did make us run about a bit, and I'm not built for running.
Built for comfort, not for speed.
Correct answer.
Yeah, and I think Joe, for me, he's the definition of what hard work can get you.
Yeah.
He's worked for everything he's got at this club, and it's great that he's now being able to fully display his talents. Just like the talents that is shown by Dave Howarth in the way he organises the coaches from the Gerard Arms. Kev, you were telling me a little bit earlier that anybody who mentions this preview video to him, he'll buy a pint at the bar. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you go in and mention it to him, listen.
Not to the landlord, to Dave.
To Dave. Yeah, if we plug him enough, then surely that's got to be right, hasn't it?
It is. Dave's such a great man. You realise the longer his beard gets during the season, the more full his pockets are. Not because of the money he's making from the coaches, but from the money he's saving on a razor blade. Right, Kev, back tomorrow.
Yep.
That's Joe Batchelor, proudly sponsored by the Gerard Songsters for 2022. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow for another episode of Red V. Sorry, Dave.